Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from the Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2014 and
Beyond!
Oh.
Fucking dicks, man.
Why would I expect you to point to me?
Well, I would expect if there's a silence that you're like, oh, you always open that way. It's so cool how you open our show.
I'm watching the waveform to make sure that this show sounds
I
good.
don't give
and
a
behind
shit.
me, you're doing. I just assume you're going to do whatever and make it about you. So why?
This fucking guy.
It's a great start,
My name's Ryan. With me always is...
Brad.
Can you see this? Me waving at your fucking... I'm pointing at you.
I can see your fat fucking finger in my fucking face.
Pointing at you. I'm pointing my finger at
You're scaring
you.
Reggie.
Good.
You're upsetting the dog.
Good. James isn't here to control me, so fuck James. We got two people in his place. Zach, you're here all the time. Fuck you.
Wait, oh, damn you. I had an
Randy,
intro.
introduce yourself to the wonderful listeners of Real Nerd Podcast.
Hello, listeners. My name's Randy. How's everybody doing?
Randy, where do we know you from?
Formerly at Mile High Comics, but today was my last day, so...
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I didn't like it there anymore, so I went to another comic book store. It's I Want More Comics instead. So, same job, more money, less stress.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all we want in life.
Right?
Is more money, less stress.
And my
more
chicks for
comics.
free.
Yes. Whoa. ZZ Top, don't sue us.
Wait, no, that's
Uh-huh.
Dire Straits.
That is Dire Straits. Dire Straits. They're stupid too. Zach, what are you working on right now? Boring. No one cares. Just kidding. What are you doing right now?
I'm working on your wife.
Yeah, she's pregnant, so you'll never have a baby with her.
That was kind of the plan all along. We're working on a show called Local Brew. It's a web series. It's currently in development right now, but we're coming along on the process right now. We're actually just about to start filming some test footage for it.
Cool.
So it'll be fun, yeah.
And are you just a director on this, or are you a writer too?
I'm director. I'm co-writing and kind of changing the concept a little bit with the creator of the entire show. And so, yeah, I'm wearing a couple hats this time.
Cool.
This time I don't have to just yell at people. Sometimes I have to think about things now. So there you go.
Brad, what are you working on right now?
What am I not working on right now? That's what it feels like.
That's not an answer. This guy, he acts like he's like, yeah, let me just pick something you're working on.
All right, I'm making the DVD of our show.
That's
Blu-ray
a good one.
set so that people can donate money to buying it from us. And I'm working on other DVDs from the Nebulous Visions collection.
You know, I will say too that Brad revealed some preliminary sketch work for our shirts for Denver Comic
I'm
Con.
drawing the shirt design.
They're pretty wicked.
And then I'm trying to make a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, so that's coming up.
Where's the
pretty soon.
Fiona Staples interview? You know, she was announced for Denver Comic Con.
I figured I'd save the best for last.
Cool. We also have I think an interview with Dan Myrick. He directed the Blair Witch Project, only $100 million grossing movie. I mean, we could probably put that up.
Oh yeah, that was the best. I'll make that last.
And then what else? What else am I forgetting?
I know there's a lot of Mile High horror interviews that are not up yet.
Put them up, Brad. Fuck.
It's a lot of work.
You know, you just listen to them and then put the bumper in it, end them, put them on the fucking internet. Do I really?
But all those times that you railed against disabled children, like I gotta take that out.
I forgot about the being mean to disabled
Cripple
children.
this, cripple that. Like
I know.
He's
expose yourself to
listen.
things.
I praise Ryan to death on the show, but in reality, he's just a monster.
I am. Hey, speaking of monsters, we have a couple new sponsors.
What?
Well, we have one new sponsor, I should say.
We still do commercials?
We do. There's a new restaurant that's open in Colorado on 120th and Huron, and it is called Baba June's, and it is ran by my good old friend from Qdoba, Robert. He's my old boss. Great guy, and it's specializing in Middle Eastern food, but a lot like Qdoba, where it's quick service, and it's so everybody can experience it. And he took us on a tour of his restaurant. It's really nice. So if you're in the neighborhood, 120th and Huron in Thornton, Colorado, it's a really cool restaurant. They even have a room you can rent out and things like that. So you should check it out.
All my production crews love Middle Eastern food.
Yeah, you should go.
So it's totally a place that we would definitely check out.
Cool. It's called Baba June's.
Baba June's?
It means, oh, man, he told me it's something Iranian. It's I love dad or something. It's like daddy love or something like that. It's like an endearing term son would call his father.
It means something very meaningful that we could easily make fun of because we're stupid.
Yeah. But it's really good food. His chef is actually a classically trained chef from Europe who specializes in Middle Eastern food.
Ooh.
So yeah, you should go check it out.
Right on.
120th in Huron.
There we go.
Good place. And if you're looking for comics, fuck Mile High Comics. Go to Colorado Coins.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Ask for Andrew.
But Chuck, we still want to interview you.
Yeah, I still want to interview Chuck though. Yeah. What else? What else am I missing?
So
Tweet.
you guys had Batman on the show last week.
We did have Batman on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Brad, did you so you didn't see him at all? Like you didn't see him like at all on the streets of Denver?
No,
He was all over the streets.
I was at home making the DVD. He was all over the streets.
And well, see, I invited you. I says, Brad, we have a special guest. And Brad, if by
I was like, it's probably Zach again.
Yeah.
No.
no, see, the real conversation I had is like, hey, Brad, we have a special guest coming this week on the podcast, but it doesn't want to be revealed who he is. And Brad's like, fuck the people. I do this for me, and I don't give a shit about them. I want people to see my designs. Fuck them. And you didn't know it was Batman, and you just missed your chance.
Yeah.
See what happens when you shit on
and
fans?
it was really a shame because he was just like, I really want to meet Brad.
Aw.
And I said, I'm sorry.
I really
I said,
wanna
I'm
meet you,
sorry,
Batman.
Mr. Man. You can't meet him.
I'm always screwing myself over.
Yep.
Hey, but don't worry, the Green Lantern's coming next week.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
He's probably going to miss you too.
I've never read a Green Lantern comic. So
I know he has a ring that can do anything.
he's going to show up and there's going to be no one here.
He's got a cop-out power, okay.
If you're wondering what we're bitching about and talking about, every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw Muppets Most Wanted.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights.
Dude, shut up. We have to pay for those royalties.
Expensive.
Yeah.
I've already screwed up. Hadn't you noticed that?
Golly. This shit ain't free until we play the trailer that we get from the
EPK kit.
Yes,
We
the
get for
EPK
everything.
kit. We do, dude.
You always, every time you introduce the clips, it's always cool. You're like, here's the clip.
Well, it's funny.
Wow, that
because
was really great.
Sometimes I forget to watch them.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I go through the week and I watch and I try to find the clip that works the best. But
And they don't tell me what it is, so I got to look through all the clips.
It's usually
Find
like the
what you're
first
talking
one.
about.
But by the time, if I forget and I watch the movie, I'm like, oh, that's probably in the EPK. And so then I just guess.
I'm just really glad that this is back in 1994 and we're reviewing the movie Philadelphia, and I go, here's a hilarious clip. It just cuts to him talking about AIDS for like 5 minutes.
Come on, Zach, that's an old Family Guy joke.
And then right at the end, I go, that was so freaking hilarious, guys.
Yeah, we do the movies. We talk about some box office numbers, what's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD that I forgot to look up. And James isn't here, so I don't have my. He always has his computer ready.
Guys, I'm here, okay? I'm here to talk about Matthew McConaughey.
James?
All right.
Guys, no, stop. Listen, Suburgatory is awesome. Justified.
Does he like Suburgatory?
I don't know.
So.
I just remember we were talking about that a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah, someone was on Suburgatory. I don't remember.
I have a friend who's on Suburgatory. He's
Probably an acquaintance.
he kind of, but he ended up getting like this like Fox sitcom or something like that. It was kind of weird.
I don't know if you know this, but I do have a friend who was in a movie, and he's been in our pod show.
Oh, really?
If you're wondering what pod show, make sure you check out episode 5,
Episode 5, one
Human
of my favorite
Barbecue
episodes.
at Jonathan Tierston's.
But tell me, for those who aren't initiated, who is this special star?
His name's Jonathan Tierston. He plays Ricky in Sleepaway Camp, which you can pre-order on Amazon right now and get the special collector's edition from Scream Factory. I tell everybody to pre-order Scream Factory Blu-rays because they come with a slipcover of new commissioned art, and underneath they have a reversible original posters that you can put. So I always flip it over to the original poster, and then I put the slipcover over the top. So it's like a treat every time I open it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this thing?
I'm making my own Criterion. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the DVDs covered, so
Cool. Thanks, Brad.
yeah.
Brad's always on top of his game when he's not on top of chicks.
Woo.
Or
Yeah.
something.
So he's
like
always
that.
on top of his game then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Chicks are my game. Brad's my name.
And that's the end of his shame. I don't know.
Please
And
don't
that's
tune
been
out.
Real
No,
Nerds for
keep
this
listening.
week.
Please keep listening. We really talk about movies, but every once in a while, I like to say once in a blue moon, we get what I like to call fan mail. This
awesome.
week we have fan mail.
Oh, and it wasn't me.
This
wasn't.
time it wasn't you.
Yeah.
Fan mail.
Just a second, guys. I got to pull it up.
Well, I was hoping for a pause so I could edit it.
Oh, it's good. So there's a pause there. Good, guys. Yep. Oh, we got 2 emails in here, though.
Oh.
But they're the Geeky Awards. Why does the Geeky Awards always send us stuff? You have to pay to get a Geeky Award.
I know.
How weird is that?
What?
A
Yeah.
geeky award? What's a geeky
They're
award?
like-
Well, Brad.
Well, you get entered into the system. but-
Yeah, Brad.
No, that was James.
Was it James or one of? Yeah, they put us in for a Geeky Award. They went, oh, cool. Let's see what it is. And then we found out you have to pay to get in the system. And you don't even win. I'm like, man, if I would have thought of that sooner.
Why does it sound like those phone calls that you get when they're like, you've won a chance at one of 4 prizes, and then when you finally say, okay, yeah, they give
So
you
is it
the taxes you have to pay for it or something. It's like $500. Sounds like an obvious ripoff.
It's always
You've
a
won an
cruise.
award. Give me $500.
Why does it sound like the Oscars? Buzzing.
Oh, God, these fucking guys. Like, I've never heard the show before. Russell, our good buddy from Washington, D.C., wrote in. He said, Happy Friday. He said, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I should have said keeping up with the Kardashians. That would have been funny. On ABC. But even if you haven't, you need to watch this past week's episode, Building the Marvel Universe. It's a documentary aside from the series, but explains what we already knew, how the universe was built, and a great preview of The Winter Soldier. But the series itself is built to lay some groundwork before Avengers 2 and ties in the Phase 2 movies together. Check it out if you haven't already. It's not the best written series, but it's good. Yeah, I've watched a few episodes. I'm like 1 episode behind.
I like where they're going with it.
Yeah.
But the Building
so
the Marvel
fun.
Universe documentary, I kind of agree with it. It is a very, very funny, useless documentary. Like, if anything, it should have been put on a DVD for my taste. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they just announced that Patton Oswalt is going to be a guest star.
Oh, that's like my
There
only
goes our
real
news
news.
thing.
Oh, see, that wouldn't
Way
be
to
too
blow
bad.
it.
I got more. There's more real news out there. Come on, we saw a bunch of good things.
Oh, I got something. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool, good. And then he says, loved your review of 300 and convinced me that I can wait to watch it on demand. I'm glad we persuaded
I'm sure
somebody.
Warner Brothers will appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thank God I listened to this show. That was the only reason I realized when I walked out of that movie that I hated it. I was like, oh God, they're right.
You saw Ava Green's boobs.
That is true.
It's worth it.
They
Pretty
were
impressive.
great.
Price of admission.
It is? Oh, dude. I was like motorboating them. It's great.
Oof, gosh.
And though this is probably not your movie, not a movie you guys would like, I recently caught up on August. Osage County. If anything, watch it for Meryl Streep's amazing performance. Fuck Meryl Streep. It's like, I'm going to be in a movie and I'm just going to get nominated for an Oscar because I'm Meryl Streep.
the
Right.
only person in America who's like, fuck Meryl Streep.
No, those aren't really my kind of movies, but I did hear the performances in them are really strong. So if I'm in an actor movie watching mode, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, our friend Cougar saw a screener of it, and he said, like, if you're an actor, that's a movie that you'll really appreciate.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm not the biggest Julia Roberts fan. I don't hate her, but her performance.
Why
in
is
that
her
is
mouth
fucking
so
solid.
big?
It's genetics, dude.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, Ryan. They dated back in the 90s.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big.
It can't be that big. She's still in one piece.
I could say it fits in Julia Roberts' mouth, but
That's why it's so big.
Me.
because her mouth is big.
Pretty wide woman.
And at the end, it says, "Keep it up, guys," and Brad, keep Ryan and James in line.
Yeah, I will.
Good,
Yeah.
Doing my best.
nice.
It's tough.
It's hard
Top
work.
of his game.
Yeah.
I'm a loose cannon, a loner. There's things about me you couldn't understand, things you wouldn't understand, things you shouldn't understand. That's from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Sorry, I'm
Wait,
distracted by
Donnie,
your
listen to
computer's,
me.
like, breathing heavily.
I know it's really turned on.
It's so weird when you say that the dialogue monotone and not as
It is.
Pee-wee. There's still things you shouldn't understand.
Brad,
Never will.
What section do you want to do next?
Well, I've got the DVDs open, so let's do
fucking
that.
A, let's do it.
All right.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
What's coming out this week?
Better be something good.
I got to know because I.
Can you leave me a bigger space so I don't have to, like, micro edit this thing? Thanks, Zach.
You think he would know, because he's...
I am a fast talker.
All right. Okay, this is what's coming out this week, and I'm glad that I'm doing it because I'm not just going to rattle off the stuff that I only care about. I'm going to think of
Oh,
the
you mean
fans.
James? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny that Randy gets that joke, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure Randy's been like, like he'll see something on the shelf when he goes to Best Buy and be like, they never said anything about that coming out.
Yeah. But
And it's really important to him.
James says, Matthew McConaughey's long-lost audition tape to Home Improvement.
Guys, you don't get it,
God.
okay?
Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, our first Blu-ray up is The Wolf of Wall Street is coming out next Tuesday. That's right. He's in one scene.
Yeah. I think I kind of
two
want to get
scenes.
that movie. The more I thought about it, the more I really liked it.
I might get it when it's,
$6.
or
Cheap.
Black Friday, and it's
Yeah.
like $10.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going for the 20, but I'm a Scorsese nut, so.
The,
Still a good movie, though. Pretty
What the
fantastic.
fuck is my dog doing?
Your dog is freaking out.
He has something. All right. He put it underneath the
E.T.'s in the
table.
backyard.
All right.
Okay, Monster High, Frights camera action is coming out for all you
Nice.
Monster High fans.
Nice.
Monster High.
Yeah.
That's the little girls thing,
It's
isn't
a
it?
little CGI
Oh,
animated
okay.
girls thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brad's already pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure, yeah. 2 copies.
That's right.
I'm not gonna
And
tell you what
next
the first
season
one's for.
two-
Brad and Randy, oddly enough.
No.
The next one on the list is Odd Thomas, which
Oh, that's the. I know that movie. It's
it's got Chekhov in it, right?
yeah. But it's directed by. Oh my god, I can't remember it. But it was put on the shelf for so long because it's Stephen Sommers, I think, is the director of that movie. I think.
Really?
If my
Yeah.
phone was faster, I'd skip to another page and check. I'm actually there's a girl, Laurel Harris. I've actually worked with her.
Yeah.
And she's the second lead in the movie. So
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
excited about that. So people should check it out. I think I will. It was at the AMC Highlands 24 for like a weekend, but I wasn't able to get there. Walking with Dinosaurs is coming out. The Great Beauty is out on Criterion.
Great Beauty is an awesome film.
A critically acclaimed film, but it seems like it's just a film about Europeans partying. So
Yeah, but it's watch the movie. You know.
it's got that whole La Dolce Vita vibe.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It does feel it feels like a Fellini movie for the modern era, but it's an investive watch. You're going to invest your time.
Mystery Science Theater 3039. Trying to remember my Roman numerals.
Did they say what movies are on it?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sure it does on the Amazon site, but all I'm looking at is the cover art. So
Awesome mystery pack.
It doesn't matter. They're probably funny as
Be
hell.
funny,
Awesome, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
There's some Marvel things. Skip that. Just kidding.
All right, James. Sorry.
Avengers Confidential, Black Widow and Punisher. I guess it's an animated
It
thing.
is. Marvel animated suck. It's
They're not. It's not as thorough as DC.
well with the DC because they take stories people love and then we're gonna make this a cartoon. Marvel says let's team up the Hulk and Black Widow. Like what the fuck? I don't want to
Right.
watch
What
that.
do they have to do with each
Why
other?
don't they-
Absolutely nothing.
Why don't they make a dark, gritty, animated Kraven's Last Hunt? I would love to see that.
I would like
well,
to
yeah.
see.
Why are they in
DC.
charge of fucking Marvel?
Why not The Man Without Fear?
Yeah.
You want to try to reboot Daredevil? Try doing it in cartoons.
Are they doing it in a Netflix show?
Yeah, they are. But I've always wanted to see the Man Without Fear run done in an actual animated you saw the Dark Knight Returns, right? The DC animated one.
Yeah, I want it,
I wanted them to do that for Man Without Fear.
Yeah, except they kill Mysterio in it.
One little thing. One
Yeah,
little
why
thing.
is Mysterio and Daredevil. Kevin Smith.
Little House on the
Finish
Prairie
Batman.
fans, Season 1 Deluxe Remastered Edition Blu-ray is coming out with a digital copy.
Sweet, and they still haven't released 24 on Blu-ray.
I know, right?
Hey guys, the clock is ticking for 24 on Blu-ray. Don't you hear it? Dun, dun.
Hopefully, with the release
I'm
of the
hoping
new season,
that it
they'll
really
be like,
will.
"Oh, we should put those Blu-rays out and cash in."
They're probably going to do it for the. They're doing that TV movie or something like that, or the new web series, whatever it
Didn't
is.
you just say that?
One Day to Live.
It's not listening.
No, I know,
It's a
I am, but
it's a mini
so they're
series.
doing
It's a
that.
mini-series.
They're doing that. Don't you think that they're just going to release it right away? They have to.
We hope. We'll see.
There's no reason that they wouldn't.
Did I say Walking with Dinosaurs 3D?
Yes.
Yeah.
James will appreciate a How to Train Your Dragon Defenders of Berk Part 1.
Oh, that's the TV show that they do.
Ah, okay.
It's like on Nickelodeon or something.
The animation looks really good in the trailer. The rest of it looks really generic, though.
For the sequel? Or
I like that. I'm not really into animated stuff, but that actually looked pretty good.
I mean, it looked really good.
Those characters were just so good in that first movie.
Since Wolf of Wall Street's coming out, they're releasing a catalog title called The King of Comedy. That's a classic
Robert De
Scorsese.
Niro, yeah.
Delivery Man
Oh, remember when Vince Vaughn was in that movie?
came out like 2 months ago.
With Chris Pratt?
I was in a movie called Delivery Man. Were you in that movie? You weren't in that movie. Because I want to be in that movie. But the problem is that when you're not in the movie and I'm in the movie... And that's my Vince Vaughn.
Ryan, where'd you go? Is that Vince Vaughn?
I'm not going to lie, that's the most accurate Vince Vaughn impression I've really ever heard.
All right, Continuum Season 2 is getting a Blu-ray. The Chipmunk Adventure movie from the 80s.
The one from the 80s? Really?
Yeah, it's getting a Blu-ray.
Already pre-ordered.
Blu-ray combo. Veep Season 2.
Pre-ordered.
A movie I wanted to see at the at the Esquire, but I didn't get a chance, is Miss 45. It's about a woman who's just woman assassin from like the 80s. One of those midnight movie things. But I think it's going through like the Draft House Films release. So
I remember seeing the cover art for that. Looked interesting.
Yep. Phone, knock it off. Welcome to the Jungle, the new Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, which I think is already on demand. Jackie Chan's Chinese Zodiac.
It's weird to see like smiling on that cover.
He is.
So it's not really Zodiac. It's like because Jackie Chan.
Zodiac.
His thumbs are up. He's smiling.
Really?
He's having a good time.
That's
gotta
I
be-
remember there's like a big movie in China, like I think last year. Like is a big like resurgence. Him going back to his old like youthful style. Because he's been doing dramatic stuff lately.
Dramatic? Really? I don't know if that's
Well-
classified as
Well, I
dramatic.
mean, I'm sure if he does it in Chinese, it's probably
No,
easy for him.
well, yeah, he did one where he played a Chinese general. Like it was a historical piece. He was actually really good in it. The last thing I saw him here in the country was The Karate Kid. So, actually, he was good in that too. You know, I'm sorry, Jackie Chan. I didn't mean to make fun of you.
wouldn't.
So My Little Pony Blu-rays, Key and Peele season 1 and 2, Lady Hawk catalog title, getting a Blu-ray release. What else we got here? It's a long list today. There's a Steelbook Zodiac again.
Steelbook Zodiac.
Yeah, they released it
Yeah.
a while ago.
I think they relist the Steelbooks because Best Buy gets them exclusive, and then after a couple months, they can show up at like Walmart
Probably
and stuff.
makes sense.
Okay.
It has a bunch of like softcore pornos.
Nice. I got a half
Hornitas. It looks like a Spanish stripper thing.
Oh,
And lastly, The Blind Side special
Girls,
10th
Gangsters, and
anniversary
Zombies.
edition.
Looks like there's a marijuana movie called Junk. Zach, you ever seen that?
Totally be down.
Marijuana's stupid.
Oh. Well, maybe.
Don't make yourself stupid, Zach.
Okay, I won't.
You're
For
talented.
You, Ryan.
You're a talented filmmaker. Don't let weed clout your mind.
Don't worry,
Or
I
you don't
won't.
do anything for 5 years and you make 3 movies in 3 years.
Don't worry, Ryan.
That was a Kevin Smith jab.
I'll only stick to Drano. Don't worry.
And then it looks like there's some horror movie based on Madame Curie. So whatever that is,
Not gonna lie, I'd watch that one too.
that's it. That's
Very
an
cool.
extensive reading.
It is. But hey,
Releases.
we didn't miss anything
Yeah.
of note. James isn't here. So fuck James.
No, there's actually a Dazed and Confused 10th anniversary where his scene is extended.
All right.
Rad.
Time for the box office numbers. Thanks, Matthew. Anything for you, Ryan?
This is the box office stats.
You know, it's funny. Where on McConaughey, you know, the Interstellar trailer is just Matthew McConaughey talking about how
We're all born once and we're gonna die again. It's like something like that.
Something about going to space. And every time James always like sits up and leans forward in his chair, he's really excited to hear Matthew McConaughey talk and just spoil words of wisdom. But you know what? Maybe he's going to space because his hero isn't here on Earth. His hero is 10,000 miles away. And he's never going to get him because that hero, no one heard his Oscar speech.
oh god.
He was talking about how
Is that what you're reciting?
he was talking about how he would never meet his hero because his hero is him 10 years from now.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember
Oh my
that
gosh.
speech.
Yeah.
That was a fun speech.
And actually, I was really on board because he came up there and when he won, he said, "All right, all right,
Right, all right.
right.
Yeah, that's where I was like, he can say whatever the
Yeah,
fuck he
I was
wants.
like,
I don't
McConaughey
care.
Gets it. He's gonna have fun, and then he made some really weird, trying to be deep, and you're just like, dude, you're a fucking actor.
It's the kind of deep comment that you would expect somebody from Backstreet Boys to give in the 90s in their prime.
And here's the thing: is I think Matthew McConaughey has had a really good year. I mean, I really enjoy his movies.
Not even just this year; it's past like 2 years.
But
something like
I mean,
that.
come on, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
it would have been
cure
better if he
cancer,
just
you
said
just
thanks
acted
and
the movie.
left.
so the number one movie this last week was Peabody and Sherman.
Really?
With
Yes, yes.
22 million. The movie we saw, except for Brad, Veronica Mars, did $2 million in like 200 something theaters. So pretty good. Pretty good.
So it's like 20th place.
It was 9th, I think.
That's
And you
still
know what?
high, but that's still high for like a TV show movie.
Yeah, and you guys, did you listen to the episode or you just edit it?
I had to listen to it to edit it.
I listened to the full one.
Oh yeah, there was like these girls that were in the theater.
Oh yeah, they're really into it.
Oh my gosh, they were so into it. Every time a
Gasped
character,
when someone died.
yeah, every time a character would show up on screen, and you knew they would be in it because it's the TV show. They go, oh, there he is, or there she is. We all know who they are. But
These
hey,
were
you know
people
what?
who were in such disbelief that there was actually a Veronica Mars movie coming
No,
out.
no, it really is. It was really surreal because I mean I love the show, but you wouldn't ever think that they'd make a movie on it, and that's why I wonder if they made a Buffy show or some movie. Like, oh my God, there's Spike.
All right.
I have hugged
Yeah, they already
James
tried that and
Marsters,
it
though.
failed, remember?
Did I guys ever tell you the story that I did the James Marsters panel? And when,
No.
And when he came out, he hugged me, and he smells amazing. That
What
was
does amazing smell like, Ryan?
James Marsters.
It's the only ad for James Marsters you ever need in his reels from there on out.
It was really funny, though. I guess I haven't told this story in a long time. It was almost 2 years ago. One of my favorite moments ever doing a panel was, besides Will Wheaton being a dick, is when I went in and James Marsters was sitting, waiting to be introduced. And I went back and said, "Hey, Mr. Marsters, did you want me to start now, or you want to wait a little bit?" And he was on his iPhone. And he seriously looked up at me like he was Spike. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going to totally yell at me. What's going to happen? He said, oh, no, man, if everybody's ready, we can go out there and do introductions. He was like the nicest guy ever. But he just had this look like a predator.
He knew you were a fan. He wanted to,
Yeah.
he wanted to scare
And I
the
said-
piss out of you.
And I was like, man, how do you want to do this? He said, well, it's for the fans. Let's just let them ask questions. Anything you want, sir. Anything you want.
Wow.
And then he came out, hugged me, and that was our moment.
Nice guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Right on, man.
Great guy.
Right over. James Marsters, you're the man.
Yeah.
Totally dig it.
And he smells great, guys. Man.
Wait,
Also,
Will Wheaton was a dick to you? I just have to ask this
Yeah.
really quick. Oh, okay. Fair enough. No need to go further.
Yep. But whatever. It was Saturday. He's probably tired of talking to people.
yeah.
I mean, I met him with Felicia Day, and Felicia Day asked how I was, and I
Yeah.
said I was good. And then I said, Mr. Wheaton, would you like to start this? Like I say to everybody. And he said, well, is everybody seating? I said, I guess. He said, well, let me know. Sure, sir. Hey, I'm sure he just got tired of signing all those
Yeah.
autographs and having to get up and talk in front of people.
Yeah, no. Fair enough, He's the only reason I watched The Big Bang Theory at all, so.
He's funny on Twitter.
Yo, did you see what he was doing recently this week? He was putting up stuff he was signing at cons, and one of them was that awkward moment where you come and it comes out your nose when you blow a sneeze. And I don't know why he was posting it, but he was posting a shit ton of these pictures throughout the day, and they just kept making my day throughout like the worst shit. Like his Twitter feed is a constant source of hilarity. Kind of like reading Sam Jackson's Twitter feed sometimes.
I didn't know Sam Jackson was on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome. Listen
First
to him
one's
during
mother, and then the next tweet's fucker, and he just does that all day. That'd be awesome.
It's just that.
He pronounces it mother and then fugga, but he goes Fuggah.
Nice.
Twitter.com/motherfucker.
I wish that was his Twitter handle.
You know, that's the only uncomfortableness. Every time I do these panels, everybody's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's really nice. Even and I'm just teasing. Like, he was whatever. But I never know exactly how to approach him because some people, should I meet him? I always want to meet him before in case they want me to say anything that they're promoting or something like that. And so I'm always really, I feel like I'm in a, limbo. I'm not sure what to do. But most of the time, I do just go up there and introduce me, and then I'll sit down and answer questions.
Yeah, but it's weird, you know. And
Yeah.
also, you're so close to like some of the source material sometimes that you're just like can't help but gush a little.
Yeah. Oh man, Bruce Campbell's at Denver Comic Con, and we've already put in a request, dude. I need to do his panel so bad. I don't care about Adam West. Bruce Campbell's where it's at. You
What
do
is
the
Adam
Adam
West?
West one.
I can't get up in front of anybody and do anything.
Why? It's easy.
For you.
Fine, then Brad, get me to do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comic
Did
Con.
you leave before I promoted Open Screen Night last night?
Yep.
Yeah, you weren't there. Okay. Never mind.
But all this is saying is Denver Comic Con's lots of fun. You should see it. They have really big guests this year.
They have like not even just Adam West. They have Burt Ward coming down.
Yep.
They
Julie
have
Newmar.
Yep.
Oh my god.
yes,
Sexy.
the real Catwoman. Ugh.
Sexy. You know, last year I did Erin Gray's panel, dude, and she's, I don't know, 63, something like that, and she's looks exactly the same as she did in Jason Goes to Hell. 21 years ago, still looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
That's awesome.
You are a very beautiful woman.
Oof.
Cool. What the fuck do we do next?
Well, we did
would do
DVDs.
news, maybe?
News? Yeah, sure. Real news.
It's real news.
So, do you guys hear that Patton Oswalt's going to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I haven't heard that.
Schmackety do.
Yep, there's
Yeah.
that one. Star Wars is going to take place 30 years after Return of Jedi.
Shut the fuck
Uh,
up! Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was
get-
going to take place before. Oh wait, that's what happened a couple of years ago.
I cannot stand the craving for like every little bit of Star Wars
know, it
information.
sucks.
Like, I do not care that it's like I could have guessed that. Like, they said it was going to be after the previous 6 films, so clearly it was going to be between 1 and 30 years. So
Brad, it's a slow news week.
they're releasing photos of the characters from Gotham. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't think
Donald
that was going
Logue.
to happen that fast. Yeah,
And what's Gotham? I haven't heard
It's
that.
the Batman TV series. I
It's
pitched
Batman
on this
before
show.
Batman.
They
Really?
stole from
I know,
me.
right?
Yeah, it's like
Right? That was
it's
your 2 years ago.
It's
That
like
was me.
Jim Gordon if he was in a CSI show or like a Law and Order kind of show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That sounds pretty awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just released photos
if
like
you go to episode 26 of Real Nerds Podcast, Brad's talking about.
Yeah, I pitched. I was like, they should make an HBO like quality like detective series of like either the Batman or Jim Gordon
Yep.
just doing regular
And they stole his idea.
like,
no
true
residuals
crime
for you
stuff.
whatsoever, huh?
No residuals.
Now,
fuck.
is it just going to be Gordon, or is Batman actually going to be part of it? Or will
Well, he's a
Bruce
little
Wayne
kid.
show it? Oh,
He's Alfred's going to be in it.
He's just a
so
boy.
They're going to be around, but
Bullock's
they're not
in
going to be
it.
about them. Yeah.
They showed a photo of Selena Kyle today too.
Yeah.
The young Selena Kyle, and I mean, I like the way it's going, but I like Smallville in parts, so I'm hoping that this isn't like Smallville.
Well, I think as long as they treat it gritty and like
Yeah.
a real cool cop show, which I think I mean, I haven't seen The Following, but I know
Oh, yeah.
of it.
Oh,
and
if
how,
The Following
they handle
is
it like the
fantastic.
following, it'll be
Yeah.
amazing.
You
yeah,
know,
the following
and
is
like
fantastic. I
and
love that
Hannibal
show.
or something. I mean, these shows now, because that's the only way these networks are going to compete with The Walking Dead and stuff, because they can't if they keep on playing it safe. So I hope that they'll be able to do something interesting.
Except for CBS, they still cornered the market with old people. So
Oh yeah, I mean, CBS is the most manufactured network.
yeah,
It
NCIS
works.
is still amazing for people over
It
65.
works. Number one
Heck
rated show
yeah.
on TV. Doesn't matter. Makes money.
All it has to do
How
is bring
did I
in the
make
numbers,
sure?
make the money. Yeah.
Oh God! In 2 weeks, guys, guess what? We finally find out how those kids met their mother, so they can go outside and play.
Apparently, right?
Nah, it's just great though. Like that, the last season of so far of How I Met Your Mother has been amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. When it was the episode a couple weeks ago, and they kind of revealed something about the mother. I don't want to spoil anything, but it made me shed a tear or two.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I was so
Oh,
close
yeah.
to tears on that one.
that How I Met Your Mother does the sitcoms so much better than a lot of people.
Oh God, yeah.
And then they announced they're making another Incredibles. So
In Cars.
yeah,
The third Cars.
Meh.
Second Incredibles.
That's a
I wanna
small
see The
price we have to
Incredibles.
pay, though, Brad.
it's so funny. You know, the Cars. I think actually the Cars movies aren't that bad.
Yeah, I'd
But-
take a Cars 3 over Shrek 4.
Yeah.
Oh God, right?
mean, a Shrek 5?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're fun.
I like the second Cars. I could have cared less. I like the first one though. First
second
one's
one's
fun.
still cute. There are still cute moments in the
And
second
they'll
one.
always be Paul Newman's last movie, so there you go.
I think I'd still probably see Incredibles 2 over that, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Incredibles is an awesome movie.
Especially
I'd
if
see a
Samuel
Bug's
L.
Life
Jackson
2.
is in it.
And a lot of legendary actors have ended their careers on animated films.
They have.
Orson Welles,
Yeah, Orson Welles in Transformers,
Gary Busey. Whoop, too
Jimmy Stewart in
soon.
American Fievel Goes
Oh,
West.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, you just blew my mind with that one.
Listen, I'm part of a mouse team.
Was Peter O'Toole? Was his
No.
last thing
Peter
animated?
O'Toole
Ratatouille?
did Venus. Well, no,
No, Ratatouille
it was
was his
Venus,
last one.
Venus, and then Ratatouille.
Ratatouille's his last one.
I swear, I thought he did one more.
No,
but-
because remember, he came out of retirement to do Ratatouille. He wasn't going to do it.
Maybe.
oh, you're right.
He came out of retirement, and then he did it, and then he died a few years later.
Yep.
So you think Jack Nicholson will voice something before he goes?
Listen,
he's fine.
everybody,
Yeah.
I'm the brave little toaster. Now come on over here. I would totally pay to watch Jack Nicholson play the brave little
He's
toaster.
at the Oscars. He seems healthy. There's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Where
Looks-
was
he
he
looks-
this year? I didn't see
He
him
looks
at
more
all.
healthy than John Travolta did.
What did the Scientologists do to you behind that
pronounce
curtain?
that girl's name right. I just can't believe it. Cool.
He started
That's news.
sounding-
I can't think of anything else. I seriously
Yeah.
went through
Randy, you got anything?
like 6
I don't
pages
know
of
anything.
Variety. I couldn't think of a damn
There
thing.
was something on like Slash Film that I read about the upcoming Star Wars thing, but it was like just more random news. Like you were right. It's all they're doing is just like giving us the smallest bits of information for no reason.
It's like 2 weeks from now, they'll be like, there's a drawing of the cantina on the wall of Fox Studios.
No, you guys know what they're
No.
waiting for, right? They're waiting for May 4th.
Yeah.
They're going to announce everything on May 4th because they also have the Star Wars celebration and all that stuff. I think it starts filming the middle of May, if I remember reading correctly. So they're just going to wait, and they're going to announce it all.
Or they're going to reveal, okay, guess what, guys? The movie's been done for 2 years, and here it is. Biggest
Dude.
opening weekend ever because nobody expected it.
Well, isn't that going to be Free Comic Book Day as well, or is it the day before?
It is Free Comic
So
Book
they're going to
Day.
be trying to do that and at the same time?
And Starfest is that weekend.
It is.
Oh, my
That's going
God.
on.
That's going to be a busy weekend.
Nerds are going to be torn apart. They won't know which one to look
Right,
at.
right.
Oh my god, do I look at
I
one
don't
or
know.
the
I saw
other?
the
Collective
comic books
nerdgasm.
coming out, and I haven't. They have the ones they've announced haven't looked that good on Free Comic Book Day so far this year.
I'm at the point where I just grab whatever I've got in the past, like 8 years, like Worlds of Aspen. I'm a big Michael Turner fan, so I'll always grab those, but I'm down to the point where I get 2 of them and I'm happy.
Surprised they still have art that hasn't been released by him. He died a long time ago.
You know what? I'm a big enough fan. I think most of that is just rehashing out something he's done before, and they're using a
his
computer
Spider-Man.
to. Yeah. The Red Sonja Spider-Man series was pretty awesome. Did you ever read that?
No, I have the trade over here sitting there.
I have all of them. The Aspen exclusive. Half of them are signed.
Nice.
I love that guy. He was awesome.
Well, they were supposed to make a Jeff Loeb, Michael Turner Spider-Man series that they never did.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault at all. Cancer's a hell of a drug.
Damn
That's
right.
my book corner for this week.
Yeah, it's yeah, we'll do comic books.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Randy, do you have a comic book everybody should read?
Absolutely. It came out about either a week or 2 ago. It's called Veil.
Oh, I have that sitting in my stack. Haven't read it yet.
That is a fantastic comic.
Greg Rucka, great writer.
Yeah. It's really weird because it starts out in a complete mystery, and I love mysteries, so that's why, of course, 2 pages in, I was hooked. It's weird because she looks like she's probably maybe a 19, 20-year-old girl, wakes up in the middle of an abandoned subway station with rats all over the place. And she gets up and she starts walking out, and everything she says is in rhyme and gibberish. So none of it makes sense. She walks up out of the subway station and meets up with a couple of guys that are trying to, of course, take her home. Some dude comes to help her out, takes her home, gives her clothes, and, of course, the whole time just gibberish. It's just the weirdest thing. But what she ends up doing is I guess it's, telekinesis, when you can use your brain.
To move objects?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yep.
And I don't want to tell you the ending because, of course, that's the part that's going to, ruin it for everybody. But she ends up doing something really bad, and her and the guy have to leave, and then it goes into the next book. But just everything about it is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's called Venus, right?
Veil.
Veil. Sorry,
Veil.
Veil.
Yeah.
Same time, that's
No,
awesome.
I'll totally pick it up. Carl,
Oh, and
you might try. It might be hard to.
Well,
is it a limited run book or?
No, but did they order a lot of it? 'Cause
Well,
it's
not
kind
a,
of weird.
Not a lot of people have bought it yet. That's why, I tell everybody I know to buy it and read it because it's phenomenal. Because most of the places have like 15 of them sitting on the shelves right now.
So I could probably like pick it up on like Amazon or eBay or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Sure you could.
It'd be
There
easy
you go.
enough.
Cool. Simple enough.
But the art on it is really great. I associate it with kind of like looking at an oil painting. It's got little smears in it and everything else. It's really awesome. But yeah, I definitely picked that up.
Well, I have a goofy comic too, just because this one's been on my mind for like all week because I read it on Sunday. It's an old Marvel team up. It's number 96. It stars Spider-Man. Most Marvel team ups star Spider-Man.
Yep.
And he's teamed up with Howard the Duck. And
I've never read this one before.
dude, it was written by the writer and artist of Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
So right away you're getting something that's bizarre.
It's not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So Howard is driving this villain who's named Status Quo from Cleveland to New York because he's pissed off because everybody in New York is jogging and going to discotheques. So he holds a rally in Central Park and he's able to brainwash these people to attack joggers and people in discotheques to beat them up. And then these kids come in and like, oh, now those kids are... I forget what the kids were doing, and then they want to beat up the kids too. So Spider-Man and Howard the Duck have to beat this guy up before he turns everybody against joggers and people who dance. It's the most bizarre comic I've ever read.
Dear Mark Webb, my idea for Spider-Man 3 is very simple.
Dude, if they had Spider-Man and Howard the Duck in a Spider-Man movie, I would love it.
Are you telling me that's like Batman versus Superman genius? You'd make $2 billion because people are like, fuck, we have to see this once.
But I want the Howard the Duck that's smoking cigars and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't
right,
want that
right.
weird midget in an animatronic head.
I'm gonna go,
Right.
"Rah, rah, rah, rah."
So yeah, it was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Spider-Man and Howard the Duck, Marvel team. I can't even describe it. It's just this guy telling him to beat up discotheque people.
Not at this year's Comic-Con, but at next year's Comic-Con, I want to do a whole panel where it's just you and the creator of that discussing it for an hour.
Great.
Let's try to make that happen.
This is the stuff we've been watching throughout the week.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Randy, did you watch anything this week?
Yeah, I kind of got bored on Monday, and I stopped by the thrift store and bought like 9 VHS tapes.
Nice.
So it's a bunch of old stuff. I watched all 3 Jurassic Park movies, and Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
Took a huge dip in quality there, didn't you?
for 99 cents at half off, you can't go wrong.
No. Well,
Roadhouse at any price is still Roadhouse.
Well, yeah, but
it's one of those
it's
movies that's so
vintage Patrick
yeah, it's
Swayze.
one of those movies that's so
I-
goofy that you love it.
Right.
There are not words enough to describe how brilliant Roadhouse is. From that poster alone, first he was dancing, now he's going to get dirty.
Is that really
Like,
the
fuck,
tagline?
yeah. And I'm like,
awesome.
fuck you, take my money. I'm not even alive.
That's brilliant. Is that it?
Yeah, that was about it. I
Zach?
work a lot.
what has Zach been watching? Oh, this is always fun. It's been nothing but animated for me this week. I went watched Peabody and Sherman. I really liked it a lot.
Cool.
I totally dug it. Ty Burrell, as we saw this week, just alone by our movie, like that guy's a genius.
Oh,
And
he's great in Modern Family.
I just started watching Modern Family this
Yeah, my
week.
wife did too.
It's good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's wonderful.
And he's a genius. Like
Yep.
he's a top-notch comic actor, but he plays Peabody really well. And if anybody out there, or even you guys, remember the old Peabody and Sherman cartoons,
Oh,
they
I
hit
do.
the spirit of it so well. The whole beginning of the movie is just a Peabody and Sherman cartoon, but then they start developing this father and son story that oddly works, despite the fact you're kind of disappointed that it's not about the fact that a dog owns a boy
Right.
rather than adopted a boy.
Right.
So it's whatever. It's fans don't always get what they want, but the kid who plays Sherman is great. The story is amazing. Patrick Warburton plays Agamemnon from the Trojan Wars, and he's just so freaking hilarious in the movie. Mel Brooks.
something you're really gonna enjoy.
Here's something we hope you'll really like.
Oh man.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. I saw that. I saw Frozen again for the first time since theaters, and I that movie's enchanting.
It
I
is.
think you would agree. I've heard your
amazing.
review. It's enchanting. I love the song. I started singing "Let It Go."
You have to.
Everybody does, and I like the Snowman Olaf. And then the third animated movie that I saw this week, kind of not normal for me. I saw the Transformers animated movie for the first time ever.
Good one.
The old one, the original one.
Because
Wow.
the only thing I knew about the original Transformers movie was the Stan Bush song. You got the touch. You got the power.
And Weird Al's Dare to Be Stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
That is true. I mean, like, I'm not a big Transformers guy in general. I mean, you can hear me ad nauseum tell you about how much I hate Michael Bay's Transformers movies.
Oh, see, I like those better than the cartoon.
Yeah, I like Pain and Gain more than I like those Transformers movies. So,
but that's pretty bad.
yeah. That cartoon was fun. It was a nice, solid '80s like kind of action.
It's a little darker than I think people
yeah.
would be.
Omnicron's
expected.
kind of like it's not a normal kind of Transformers villain. Like even when Leonard Nimoy played one in the third live action movie, I wasn't feeling intimidated. But Orson Welles, damn, he was a solid actor to the very end. I think we were talking about before, like the last actors, like they tend to do some crazy performances for animated movies.
Right.
That was a good one. So, and I also watched House of Cards season 2 finally. Very solid. If you're a follower of that show, the stakes are higher, and I don't even like jest with that. They're fucking high to the point where I can't even describe. Totally check it out. Worth it. That's all I really watched.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Hang on, I'm trying to subvert a takeover by a program on your machine.
Okay.
This sounds like some Jack Ryan
Yeah.
shit.
A couple weeks ago, I saw some midnight movies I keep forgetting to talk about.
Oh,
so,
fuck. Everybody take a nap. Just kidding. What'd you watch?
Yeah, you just move on. It's really not that important. I saw They Live, which I had only seen parts of
the
before on
Rowdy
movie.
Piper.
Yeah.
Hear the
Yes.
gas and chew bubble gum.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
I literally just got it on Blu-ray a
did
few
you?
months ago.
Yeah.
But there's like the fight in the alley.
Oh my god,
so
right?
bizarre, but
And
it's
long.
Yeah, it's awesome. Though. Like, why are they fighting?
Dude, how many times did he knee him in the groin? Like
It
5
doesn't
times.
matter.
You're like, how did he get up from that? There's no way.
And they walk away friends.
Right. Put
Um,
on the glasses.
in both these midnight movies, I kind of passed out for a little bit.
Well,
so
They Live starts really slow.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty boring for
Yeah.
a good chunk of it. It takes a long time to get to like what's the point they're trying to make, and then I didn't understand where I get the glasses are just in a box that they find.
Oh no, there's a group of guys that designed these boxes, these glasses, and they were raided by the police. And then they threw him out, and he just happened to find him in a
right.
dumpster.
Right,
Because
'cause
where
it
he
was in
found
the
him, he
church or
sneaks
whatever.
into that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he starts sneaking away in the back. That's a good movie. Though.
Yeah, I freaking love it. It's
Oh,
because it's
God.
so dorky.
It's so
Oh
weird.
jeez.
Yeah.
The second one I saw was for the first time Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
You,
Those are great movies.
I'm still pissed at you for telling me that. You shouldn't have never told me this, because Big Trouble in Little China is a movie that I deeply respect nowadays.
You hate it? That'd be awesome.
I just saw this movie
I
for the
didn't
first
think it was
time
that great.
5 months ago, and it is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh,
How
it's so
dare
good.
you?
It was
Oh my
totally
God.
not what I expected, and it's so weird. And again, I fell asleep through part of it, so I can't fairly judge it. But it's on Netflix, so I think I'll finish it and go back to fill in the gaps. Because he's he's driving the truck, and
It's-
then they stop at that place, and the girls get kidnapped, and I can't remember.
It's a wonderful movie about an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a wonderful movie
Like
about an
Jack
idiot.
Burton, he deserves to go away, get hit, knocked out, cold, eaten, whatever. But he's
It's weird 'cause
luck every time.
I would never want him to die, but Jack Burton kind of deserves to die.
Yeah.
But Kurt Russell can't die, so.
No.
The third midnight movie I saw was Batman, which I've talked about on the show before. But
Batman!
watching it, like as great as the Nolan movies are, like that movie really embodies Batman for me. Like I'll always identify that as being like the Batman movie.
Does it identify with you because it's the first thing you remember watching as like that's Batman?
I watched the '60s show as a kid too, at the same around the same time. So it might be. I'm sure for all of us, anything we saw when we were kids is always gonna
Sure.
Yeah.
have something that just takes precedence over your preferences. But just watching it reminded me how great of an actor Jack Nicholson is. Like he really has fun in that movie. And then I was looking on my shelf and I was like, the only other movie that I have that has this great legendary actor is The Departed,
Which is also a good movie.
Yeah, and I watched that again since, for like the first time in like 7 years.
Are my number one.
That's not The Departed, but yeah.
So we were watching the movie together. Did you feel like the Prince songs were like weird years later, or do you feel like they still just fit just with the tone? Because it took me out of it in the second. Because we both went 2 nights in a row. The second night I saw it, the Prince songs took me out of it.
I'm not a music guy, so I never really paid that much attention to.
I think it's because that scene. It's Jack Nicholson. They're dancing on the float, but the music doesn't quite sync up to it. And I was just like, this seems so weird.
I never noticed that at all. Like it. Synced
Neither
up for
did
me.
I until that night.
His arm movements don't fit the beat at all.
See,
But
stuff like that doesn't bother me. What bothers me about that movie is I think it's just too stupid. I mean,
it kind of is.
I mean, the thing that bothers. I mean, there's a part where the Batwing is flying through the city, and then the Joker pulls out a gun. That's
super long gun.
And I
it
think
was so cool as a kid, though.
No, see, even as a kid, I had a hard time because I was always a comic book guy. I just had a hard time getting behind it because one, they don't tell the story right, and I know that they're trying to do something different. And I guess
Fanboy.
I'm not a big fan. I don't like Tim Burton now, and so I like when he's unique, and I don't think he was unique in that movie. It's just
there's too many badass things for me. Like I obviously
it is a very
the fact
badass.
that he's flying the Batwing and he shoots 2 machine guns and a bunch of rockets and doesn't like hit the Joker at all, and he's even using the targeting system.
Oh, right.
But still, there's like so many more badass things. Like he comes through the ceiling, like in the middle of the art show thing, and then
where you can see the wires.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's using wires because he's a human being.
Right.
So you would see wires.
Yeah.
Right, you're supposed to.
Quit making excuses for him.
Right.
The whole like going up the cathedral and stuff, and like putting on the batsuit, like when he finishes talking to Vicky Vale, and then he's like, "I got to go to work."
I got to
and
go
then
to work.
The,
It's always
the
been my
door
favorite
opens
line.
and the lights come up, and it like illuminates the costume, and puts the belt. Like
Look how much you
the
love this
score
movie.
is so badass.
Yeah,
like it
that's
just
great.
gets like all moody and dark, and
That's great.
and then there's one thing I did notice. I think
the
for the
animated
first time,
Batman at the beginning.
no, I've always known that. But everyone complains that, Alfred's fired. He let Vicky Vale into the Batcave. But Batman let her into the Batcave like 3 scenes earlier.
Right.
So why are they complaining that like Alfred did it? That's the first time I ever like put it together.
They're just hating.
I love Alfred.
They're hating on
Diet Coke
Alfred.
commercial. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
That's a good commercial.
It is a great commercial. No, Mr.
That and
Wayne will not.
the Warner Brothers ball cap.
Oh
I
yeah,
had that
you
on
posted
the
that. It
VHS.
made me happy.
Did I post the commercial, the Diet Coke one?
I don't think you did.
I think
you
I'm gonna
did.
do that this week.
You did the ball cap one.
Oh, and the
and
Turtles one.
The Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a pair of expensive.
So anyway, I don't care what you say. It's still a badass movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
And the whole reveal of the Joker, like he's always in darkness, and he's like talking to Grissom.
Where he's
and-
like, "Where they get a load of me?"
It's me,
No,
Sugar Bumps.
No, actually, what my favorite scene in that whole movie is when Jack Palance character comes in and Jack Nicholson's the Joker, and they have that kind of beat back and forth, and then he turns around and starts shooting him and having fun. I really like that scene because to me that's the Joker.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Like that's the point where it sort of broke in his mind, and he just started having fun with it.
yeah, but yeah. I'll have to watch it again. I really want to get the steelbook of it because I really like the steelbook of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll probably get it,
I got
and then I'll hate it.
Even though I had the anthology, I got the digibook edition, so it's got like the
cool.
the art booklet inside and everything. Yeah.
And I'm one of those weird people that I actually think Batman Returns is better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
I always liked Batman Forever, like as a kid, more than Returns. But then I revisited Returns,
Yeah.
and I was like, I appreciated it more.
I think Returns is a little more dark. It's a
Oh shit! I
it's a
remembered
pretty
I watched
mean
Forever
movie.
too.
Returns is a whole movie about child killing. Of course, it's the darkest century.
It's a pretty mean movie.
Yeah.
So
I always kind of preferred Forever. It always, you know what? For all Forever's faults, even like 2 weeks ago, that movie is still closer to a certain era of Batman comics that I enjoy, like a certain
gay era?
No, when Robin started entering in there,
That's
when
a Schumacher joke.
there were no nipples back in the 40s, Brian. They didn't exist, not even on women. I thought that like Uslin's always said that each of those films evoke a certain era of Batman. I always felt that the Forever reminded me of the era of Batman that I remember, which is Batman and Robin, like enjoying those adventures and stuff like that, but without getting too silly, you know. But
As much as people
as I grew up, obviously, like I think actually Batman's better than Batman Returns years later. I think Batman Returns is a Tim Burton movie. It's not a Batman
Oh yeah.
by any stretch, but
As much as people hate Forever and Batman and Robin, I think they're very good updates of the TV show.
oh yeah,
Like
very much so.
all the Dutch angles and
Forever could have been
over-the-top
darker if they had
plotting,
not cut
plots.
it, because there's another cut of that movie apparently. But
So anyway, I was trying to get to The Departed, but which is a fantastic movie.
You know, James doesn't like that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't think he's ever explained it to me. But every time
Why
I brought
wouldn't
it
you?
up, he looks and says, "You have The Departed," and he gets all like grumbly.
Yeah, I get a lot
James,
of.
explain why.
Yeah, well, he can do it next week. Yeah, a lot of people hate it because it's like it gets more attention than the original Korean film, Infernal Affairs,
and yeah, Infernal Affairs, yeah.
which is. But this time around, I watched the documentary on the inspiration for it. Like they took that movie and they combined it with the whole Whitey Bulger Boston crime thing, which was a pretty interesting like special feature.
Who they've caught and have tried now. So
Yeah, I was trying to. I didn't get a chance to look it up, but I think they made that documentary before they caught him.
oh yeah, this was like he hadn't been he wasn't caught until about 3 or 4 years after Departed was made.
Yeah, so in the documentary, he's still at large. And then the other two things I saw, I got my American Tail Blu-ray. That movie's really short.
Is it?
It's shorter than I
It
remember.
doesn't look great on Blu-ray.
It looks fantastic on Blu-ray, but obviously I've been waiting for Blu-ray because the DVDs have always been full frame. And now I'm curious, the way that it looks, I'm wondering if they cropped it to make it widescreen. So they took the full screen and cropped the top and bottom off to make it...
Make it appear that way.
Do you still have the DVD?
I don't have the DVD.
Huh.
I was like, I'm not going to get the... I want the widescreen
I
version.
wonder if there's a way you could compare them.
Yeah, and then I looked into...
VHS.
Yeah, the VHSs are going to be full frame, so if I can play that, I can
Laser
put them together.
disc.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make is I was looking at the Laserdisc, and they have a separate one that's widescreen for File Goes West, but they don't have like any markings for that for the first one, so I'm wondering if the first one is just full frame.
Could be.
Highly possible.
So, yeah. But anyway,
IMDb might have the specs.
regardless, the movie's gorgeous. In short, and there's something else that I was surprised about, but I can't remember. Anyway, and then the last thing I saw was a documentary on Drew Struzan,
Cool.
which they've been trying to get funding for. It was advertised on Flash Film, and I guess they finally put it out. It was on Netflix, and I watched it. And it's not too much of a like controversial like story. He's led a pretty good life. He's a very simple guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm not familiar with him at all.
Drew Struzan is an artist who's most well known for like all the most famous movie posters you've ever seen, like all the Raiders of the Lost Ark posters, the Star Wars,
Really?
some of the Star Wars posters, the Goonies. You throw a rock at like an 80s and 90s like classic. And he probably did the
So
posters.
all those like
interviewed him
painted
for,
looking
yeah,
posters.
Big Trouble in Little China. He did.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I never knew who it was, but I do love those. Those are that's why I get some of the VHS sometimes.
yeah,
is
because they have the original art.
it's
yeah.
still got that original art on them.
yeah.
They did an interview with him for the greatest movie ever sold when Morgan Spurlock did his advertisement movie, And they did a whole thing where they were talking about him drawing those posters and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of the documentary shows like one of the secrets to what he does is he, instead of like putting the pencil down like we usually do to write, he actually turns it on its side and just scratches the edge to get all those like thin scratchy lines and stuff.
Right.
So, and then I guess there was a TV movie that Thomas Jane,
The Mist.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
The Mist.
Yeah.
So he was playing a version of him, and he took classes from Drew Struzan to be able to emulate.
That's why that look, because he did one of the ones he was working on was one for John Carpenter's The Thing, and it had that very same look to it. And I liked it, but I'm like, well, who in the world is that?
Yeah. The
So
funny
now
thing,
I know.
though, is that like after 3 or 4 classes, when they finally like Drew Struzan saw the final cut of The Mist, he's like, "You're doing it wrong."
You're not. You don't have this. Just
Yeah.
stop. Yeah.
But anyway, he's like a really simple guy. He's retired now, so he's not going to be doing any more posters. He's kind of disenchanted with Hollywood because they kind of went to the whole photographic
Oh, yeah.
posters where, it's like the back's turned to the camera and
Yeah.
the city's behind them and there's destruction everywhere and a little bit of like fire dust.
Every
for every poster.
movie poster looks the same. It
Yeah.
all looks like the Dark Knight Rises poster.
And they have parts where they like put up, posters like that and then his next to him and like you look at his and they're like, there's something magical and they tell the
Right,
story.
right.
Where the other ones are just like really hollow and like
Yeah, just a
straightforward.
digital picture
Yeah.
of
I mean,
virtually
like,
nothing.
Did you see the teaser poster for Dumb and Dumber 2?
Oh yeah,
They just put it out. All it is just their funny suits from the first movie. That's not a movie poster.
yeah.
That's you taking a picture of something I remember from years later and saying, "Oh, we're going to get a little bit more of it." This is not a poster.
And there's a subtle detail where, so they have the font and the logo from the original movie but they added like 2 to it. But the names of Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey have that font, but just the first names have that new font that they always use on comedy posters. So they modernized it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Whatever.
But yeah, he's like a really simple guy. He married his like high school sweetheart, and they're still together. And when he started out, like his first year of being a freelancer, he only made like $3,000, and they just had a kid. Like his year salary was $3,000.
Oh, good Lord.
So he was saying he would not eat for 5 days, and spend his money on art, not utensils,
Supplies.
supplies. Yeah.
Supplies.
And like they're taking care of their newborn kid, and finally, I probably shouldn't recite the whole documentary so people watch it, but he gets a better job, and it leads to the movie industry. And probably the most controversial thing is like he got involved with some bad people who stole his art, and eventually things worked out. So, but you should watch the documentary to find out exactly what that's about, because it's pretty interesting because he's such a trusting guy, and it sucks when that happens. People get taken advantage of like that.
And what's it called again?
It's just called Drew,
Drew?
the man behind the poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to look at that one.
And there's some, he has an art book out called Oeuvre, which I have. It's got a collection
awesome.
of all the posters, but without all the text.
Oh, all the words and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So actually there's 2. That's the deluxe one. There's another one that I think just, like mine's a white cover. The black cover has, I think I think mine has all of his non-commercial projects in it.
Oh, okay.
And there's a book with just the posters, the movie posters. So Back to the Future, another iconic
Yeah,
set of
right.
posters. Yeah. They were talking about for the second one, it was originally going to be just Marty again, but like with his future uniforms and stuff.
Right.
And they put it side by side with the other one. He decided like this needs to be a triptych. So like if there's a third one coming out, and like, well, the first one has one person, the second one should have 2 people, and then but the third one, like, who are we going to get to do the third thing? So they settled on Mary Steenburgen. It's just, and then his Star Wars special edition ones were just like amazing.
For the re-releases.
Yeah, like he just did the first Star Wars one and sent it off, and then like, it wasn't until after the fact that like I think George Lucas commissioned that they all need to be like one complete horizontal poster or something. I forget. It was just amazing. You should check it out. I'm over talking. I'm nerding out so much about it. I can't stop talking
No,
about
it sounds great.
That's okay.
Yeah.
This is the nerdiest I've ever seen
Yeah.
you on.
Right?
It's not like a super like impressive like documentary, but just the content of it is
The subject matter's cool.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Yeah.
It's what matters to real nerds.
right.
Indeed.
That's right.
So Ryan,
Oh,
Or up to you.
finally, fuck.
He's like, I forgot.
No,
Hate
actually,
Statham movies, right?
Porn.
Right.
no, really, I didn't watch that much this week. I watched Thor: The Dark World again.
Like it? Not like it?
No, I do. I really like the movie. It's of all the Marvel movies, it seems to have the lightest tone, and where you wouldn't think it would.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a little weird.
It is, but the special feature that everybody should watch, you should really watch All Hail the King, which is the Ben Kingsley short for the Mandarin, and it starts off and it's just really funny. It starts off and he's become a celebrity inside of the prison, and his name's Trevor, and
Right.
he talks like this, and he's really effeminate, and so he goes in the cafeteria, and there's this big badass guy, and he's going to kick his ass. And the guy says, "Hey, you know who this is? This is the Mandarin." And so all his friends beat him up, beat the guy who's going to beat him up, and they say, "Oh, do the voice, do the voice." He's like, "Oh, I'm not a puppet, guys. All right, you'll never know." And they all go, "Oh yeah!" And they get all excited, and then he sits down for this interview with this journalist who's doing an expose on him. And through the course of the interview, this journalist, you get this sense that something's not right with him. And then he makes a big revelation that he says, he doesn't like you taking his name. And so there is a real Mandarin out there.
Oh.
That it's great. The short is really good. Their last two shorts have been really good. Agent Carter and All Hail the King. Definitely check it out. I think you can watch All Hail the King. I think you can watch it on YouTube. Or the Marvel somewhere.
All the one shots are on
Yeah.
YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, you're able to. They have their own channel, but yeah, it's great, and I really liked Thor. It's still fun. I think the biggest drawback to the second Thor is the villain isn't quite.
It's kind of, it's funny. It's a weird planted villain for something much bigger for the end credit spoiler thing.
Yeah,
We need that stupid villain to get to that entity that leads to something really great in 2021.
I mean, it's not. It's whatever. You know what I mean? It's,
Infinity Gauntlet.
I think that'll come out before 2021. But
Okay.
yeah, it's. I think more they're trying to deal with the relationship with Thor and Loki, and then they just had Malekith in there.
I liked how they handled it. I always thought that the ending of that movie felt like the end of a Game of Thrones episode. Didn't feel like the end of a normal Marvel movie. It just they end it with Loki being revealed, but they should have ended it with the post credit sequence that they did at the very, very end of the movie.
Well, I don't know. The post credit in that movie is really out of place for the tone of that movie.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's just all of a sudden, they're back together again.
Yeah.
Which I guess leads into Avengers.
Maybe.
Meh, whatever.
We'll see. I've been reading the reviews for Captain America, the new one, The Winter Soldier, and they're saying it's Marvel's best movie.
They're saying it's a
Oh,
revelation.
I like the look of it. The trailer on
Which makes me
the Super Bowl was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so good for having so much faith in Captain America 1 alone that I'm just like, fine, I knew it. I knew you guys would like this.
I don't understand why, in a world where there's Iron Man suits, there's a guy with mechanical wings.
It's the Falcon. Stop it.
Oh, he's one
No.
of those guys where it's like, why isn't they just called the Avengers? Like when Tony Stark's fighting somebody. He's one of those guys.
He's the Falcon, Brad.
Yeah, and I
know,
only
right?
really watched two other things, and of course they're Jason Statham movies. I watched Snatch again, which is a brilliant movie.
I love that movie.
I love how it starts, where it's Jason Statham and his friend Tommy. He says, "Yeah, what am I doing in this pawn shop trying to hawk this diamond out of a dog's ass?" And then it all goes back. And Guy Ritchie, when he wants to, is a really fun director. And this movie, obviously it's dealing with London crime and just a bunch of buffoons and Benicio del Toro with Four-Fingered Freddy, I think's his
God,
name, in
yeah.
it, if I remember correctly.
Something.
Brad Pitt is amazing as Mickey the Boxer.
I have to
Jesus.
watch that movie with both subtitles and no subtitles because of Brad Pitt's performance.
Because you can't understand what he. Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
God.
it's funny too because every time Statham and his friend go there, Mickey will say something and says, "What you say?" And then he says, "In the caravan," and it's really funny. It's really goofy. I had lots of fun watching it again. Then I watched the other Guy Ritchie, Jason Statham movie that isn't as well known and isn't as well liked. It's called Revolver. And I don't know if anybody has seen Revolver.
Yeah, I didn't. I never
actually
thought that was.
didn't.
It's definitely not as popular. I didn't think it was unliked, but
I don't know.
I guess, but
it's goofy. Jason Statham plays a guy who is in solitary confinement because of stuff he's done, and he befriends the two guys in the cells next to him. One guy plays chess, the other guy tells him about the great scam he can do. And so when he gets out, he starts using all his money, and then he finds out that he has this rare blood disease, and then he's being conned by con men, and he becomes a loan shark with his money. And then it tries. It's like Guy Ritchie was trying to make a deeper movie than a Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and it doesn't always work. I mean, there's some moments that are really good in it. Ray Liotta's really good as the mob boss in it. Yeah, but it's too twisty and bizarre for its own good. Especially the last, 15, 20 minutes of it, where he's yelling at Ray Liotta in the bed, but you don't know what's real and what's not real. And it's almost like Guy Ritchie, they were trying too hard in that one.
It felt like Guy Ritchie was trying to make Fight Club in a weird way, in his own way.
In like a London gangster style.
Yeah.
Because it's also really exaggerated, the look of it.
Yeah.
Where you didn't know if it was really happening or if Jason Statham's character was fake in it. And because it also had like plot holes that they did on purpose, I think, so you wouldn't know the story. So when they did the revelation at the end, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's why."
Yeah, I just kind of went along for the ride with it, but I saw Revolver after I saw Fight Club or movies like that, so I was just kind of like, "Oh, well, this is an ending that exists in normal lexicon."
Sure,
but I think it's very nicely stylized. It's got Ritchie's style, and I like Ritchie's style a lot. Like one of the things that I missed in the second Sherlock Holmes was they didn't do enough of the slow-mo discombobulate kind of thing, and that's like something of his style that he doesn't do that often, but I know that's a Guy Ritchie technique.
Yeah.
I like seeing when those things pop out.
So yeah, it was all right. It's not my favorite Statham movie. What is my favorite one? Hopefully I'll see the last 4 Statham movies this week. The only one I have to track down is Romeo and Juliet. I'm hoping that it's cheap at Tradesmart because
he's in that.
He's Tybalt in it. Hey Romeo, I don't know.
Romeo, listen to me, Romeo.
No, I looked.
Romeo,
you can rent it on Prime, but it's $4.99. I'm hoping that I can find it for $1.
Good luck.
Well, if at Tradesmart, if I can find another movie that I like, I can get it for $1.
Oh, right.
Listen to me, Romeo. I need to know if you're wearing a wire.
Hey, Romeo. Are you wearing a wire?
The Capulets are listening in.
But it's kind of funny, too, seeing... because Jason Statham is such a character unto himself now, that it was kind of fun going back to... I watched Lock, Stock a couple weeks ago and watching Snatch this week. Kind of seeing him play like a funny guy and... Oi, how long on the sausages? 5 minutes, sir. You told me 5 minutes 2 minutes ago. Or he said, you told me 2 minutes 5 minutes ago. Just cool seeing him kind of be goofy.
It's always fun watching Jason Statham trying to be like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. Well,
he told me that 2 minutes ago.
There's a great thing I posted on our Facebook feed where he's arm wrestling Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And he says, and Jimmy Fallon says, I'm going to arm wrestle you, Jason Statham. And just so you know, before I win, I like to say what I'm going to do after I win. And Jason Statham stands up and pulls down his coat. He's like, well, I want you to know that I do the same thing. I like to say what I'm going to do if I win. And one of Jason Statham's lines was, I'm going to start a Kickstarter fund for a Gilmore Girls movie because I need to know what Laura Lee was thinking. It's just so stupid. And then the next one was, I'm going to legally change my name to Dick Long Swing or something. And they both totally break character and start laughing. And he's like, God. Why would I do that? So that's what I watched this week.
The Gilmore Girls movie line.
Yeah, that's what I watched this week. This week, we went and saw The Muppets Most Wanted. Do you know how we do this, Randy? You've listened to the show, right?
Yeah, you can
cool.
kind of go with it again.
Randy, should people go see Muppets Most Wanted?
I would say yes would be a good idea, but don't go by yourself if you're a guy. You would totally seem like a creeper.
No, that's all right. Zach?
I'm a creeper who normally goes to these movies alone.
I was talking to you, yeah.
I saw Peabody and Sherman alone.
I figured.
I was the only person in there laughing.
And he was at the Alamo, and then the
better.
waiter dropped off gummy bears, and it's like, it's from that boy over there.
Awkward.
And Zach's like, hey.
Thank you.
Should people go see Muppets Most Wanted? After that very, very dark joke, sure. Cheer yourself up from Ryan's nonsense. I actually thought that I liked this movie. I don't know if I liked it as much as the first one, though. I still think it's worth a watch in the theater because it's a fucking Muppet movie.
Well, see, what I thought was awesome, I've never seen the first one.
Oh.
So I didn't need to know anything, and I still laughed.
No, yeah,
and cried. It was just hysterical.
I think it's watching the first one. I know the tone that they were going for with the first one. The second one feels like they're back into original Muppet mode, and that's why I feel it's a little bit off kilter. But we'll discuss it later. So I still say go see it.
Brad?
Wasn't it cool in Batman when like the two goons just mugged that guy and they're talking about and Batman drops out of the darkness in the background and
I really wish
sneaks up on
Batman
him.
was here to tell us what he thought of Muppets Most Wanted.
Only if
Yeah,
Bruce
maybe he'll
Struzan
come back someday.
did the Batman poster.
Actually, I was thinking about that watching the documentary. Like, I don't think he's done a Batman poster.
It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. But the Muppets, yeah, it's a fun movie. It's definitely got the vibe of the classic Muppets films. It's about the same as the recent one before this, to me, like in terms of like enjoyment level. So yeah, you should go see it. It's a good time.
I agree. I thought it was lots of fun. What I really appreciated before we get to the trailer is it was a lot more self-aware of what it was. So it had some really great jokes in it. Here's a trailer for Muppets Most Wanted. Is it the Muppets Most Wanted or Muppets Most Wanted?
Muppets Most Wanted.
The Muppets.
Because I'm pretty sure it has to be the Muppets because that's like their trademark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Muppets Most Wanted. Here's a trailer.
The world's greatest criminal has stolen the greatest treasures, escaped the greatest prisons, and he bears a strong resemblance to someone you know.
It's not easy being mean.
It's Constantine, the world's most dangerous frog.
Check this out.
Oh, look, it's Kermit.
Ah!
Oh, what did you do with Kermit?
There must be some mistake. I'm Kermit the Frog. I'm not Constantine.
You're going to be here a while.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Kermit the Frog here. I am Kermit, and now you guys have all the freedom you want.
What?
When do I do the indoor running of the bulls?
I can't watch.
Dominic, international tour manager.
Dominic, bad guy?
Badgie.
It's French.
My name will go down in history as greatest thief of all time.
You mean our names, right?
Of course. My name first, then spacebar, 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 your name.
Hit it, boys.
This spring,
Do you guys think that Kermit's been acting a little weird lately?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's never been more caring or devoted to me.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Ricky Gervais, Ty Burrell, and Tina Fey.
This is my car. It is illegal now for its massive size.
Plus, so many Hollywood stars, it'll leave you wanting more.
Yeah, no more. Waka waka.
There's only one guy in this world who can save us. Only one frog who can restore order.
Let's get out of here.
Bring justice and set things right.
You are talking about Kermit, right?
CIA.
Interpol.
This is my travel badge. Here's my real badge.
You must have been looking at the wrong
Badge. You were saying?
Muppets Most Wanted.
Sigma!
I am not Constantine.
Lights out! Turn them back on. I can't see anything. You'll have to wait till I'm like out in the hallway.
So the story of this actually kind of had the same feel of the Great Muppet Caper. I'm sure after the trailer you see Kermit has to switch positions with Constantine, who's this Kermit look-alike, except for an evil mole.
And a really hideous accent.
Yeah.
Which was just so funny for them to incorporate that little element again.
Yeah.
It was just like it takes a mustache for you to make evil, like some kind of facial hair.
And Ricky Gervais is a bad guy in it, whose name is literally Bad Guy.
It's pronounced Badgie.
So they develop a ploy where they're going to take the Muppets on tour around Europe because they're going to steal the crown jewels of England. They need specific parts from all over Europe to get them. And so they throw Kermit in Soviet prison
In
with
a gulag.
Yeah.
And what's funny about it is the sign literally above it says just gulag and
Yeah.
big stars.
Just nothing else.
Like this. I loved it.
Yeah, so it was lots of fun. I mean, there's the song number, like the disco song number. What was that?
Oh God! Oh my God!
What
I
was the
can't
name of that
remember.
song?
Disco one?
I can give you anything you want or something like that.
But
Yeah.
the parentheses was cockatoo and Malibu was the parentheses of the song. It just lots of fun. I mean, it had this really big like wink to itself. The opening number is how sequels are horrible. And actually, I thought the funniest part of it was they had this revelation, and they said, Walter quit the Muppets? Didn't we just do a whole movie about how he wanted to do it? And like that,
Just do
is
that?
fun. And then Rizzo the Rat shows like, yeah, and then people like us who've been Muppets a long time. Didn't
And then they
even
show
Yeah.
Robin, his nephew. Robin is from Kermit's nephew. They just show him going,
just so dorky.
oh, I loved it.
Has lots of celebrities in it.
Oh
of
God!
course.
Yeah.
One of my two greatest things in life came out of that movie. The other thing also came out of this movie. It was Christoph Waltz waltzing.
Oh right!
That was
Oh
so
my God!
funny. I don't know why. It's like, Christoph Waltz doing the waltz. I'm like, I don't care. I'm in. The other thing, though, does anybody else here want to see a whole movie dedicated to Sam the Eagle and Ty Burrell solving mysteries
Oh my
together?
God! Right?
Oh my God. That was the
They
best.
They gotta have the car though.
That was
They
the
don't
best
have the car.
romance I've seen in 2 years.
What's so funny though is I've been to Paris, and at lunchtime that city shuts down from 12 to 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And so when he says, "Oh, lunchtime, I'm sitting down now,"
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, that's what they do in that
my
city.
lunch hour for 6 hours.
No time, family vacation, oriented by government.
Yeah, and that's what's funny too is Ty Burrell does the most obvious French accent ever.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think we have a clip from the EPK of Ty Burrell and Sam the Eagle
The
comparing badges or some other witty antidote that they did. Here it is. I'm sure Brad can find it.
CIA, Interpol.
What is the CIA doing here? This is my jurisdiction. Not to mention my badge is bigger.
One of the stolen paintings was on loan from the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. So, this is CIA jurisdiction. Also, this is my travel badge. Here's my real badge.
Oh, you must have been looking at the wrong badge.
But yeah, it's fun.
Burrell is a genius.
He really is.
And you know what's funny is it's like that song that they do together is really cool. Which
Oh,
is like, they
it's-
couldn't have done
it's-
it.
it's
They
really
couldn't have
clever.
done it. I liked it.
Yeah,
Just
anyone
a-
else remember Ty Burrell from Dawn of the Dead?
They do.
Heck yeah!
I do.
Yeah.
Shot in the head.
Yep.
I have a question though. So part of this movie is Miss Piggy still trying to marry Kermit.
Mhm.
Didn't she marry Kermit in like one of the older movies?
Yeah, in the one that they
Manhattan, right?
reference in this movie, which is Muppets
that
Take
joke?
Manhattan.
Yeah.
This whole movie should have been an homage to the Great Muppet Caper, but it's not. It's somewhat an homage to the Muppets Take Manhattan. The song at the end, Together Again, is their Broadway show song that they're trying to do
Again,
in Muppets
again.
Take Manhattan. Yeah. Together again, together.
Yeah, that's the
again.
only thing that bothered me about this movie is at the end when all the celebrities were stuck to the wall. It looked so fake. It was
Yeah, that
Oh,
was,
yeah, it
that
was
was
definitely
kind of
green
weak.
screen.
That was a little
Yeah.
weak sauce.
They're like, oh,
Because
we don't.
clearly you can't get all those people together.
No, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only thing that really bothered me. But other than that, the movie is really well done. Even Ricky Gervais and Constantine's little number was really funny.
Oh,
And
yeah,
loved-
where Ricky
and I
Gervais is
loved-
tap dancing or
Yeah.
tap dancing. Quote
I
unquote.
loved I loved the character of Constantine in this because he would say things like, "What's wrong, Peeg?" he would never
Just
call
totally
them by their
disrespectful to
names.
everybody,
Right.
yeah.
I love it when he's he's watching old Muppet Show episodes and trying to get the voice down. Hello.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
What was it? The lovers, the dreamers, and cheese. Nailed it.
Yep.
Or people would be like, "Hey, can I do this number?" You'd be like, "Sure, who cares?"
Right.
Sure. Sure, you
Whatever.
want the running of bulls inside?
What did he say when they're at the wedding? And they said, "Where do you want the flowers?" He's like, "Over there." Or he's like, "I don't care." I forget what he says. A really funny bit. Though. He's
Yeah.
like, wherever. The performer who was doing Constantine was really good. The voice and how he was miming the puppet and stuff. I meant to look at. Oh, it was Matt Vogel. I remember.
Yeah,
I read.
I feel like that. To me, what suffers about the movie, and it's the only thing that suffers, is that it doesn't have the same feeling of the first one. And to me, the first feeling was we're kind of being reintroduced to these people, but now it kind of feels like that they're part of that system again, which is like, churning out one thing after another. But the thing about the Muppets is that they're so timeless that it doesn't matter if they keep churning out another movie. It was like something I had to get past in the first 3 seconds.
Actually, I think the thing I thought that was missing from this one, why it isn't quite as good as the Muppets, is I don't think it had the heart of the original one, where the original one had kind of a heart story, and Walter.
This one is
and
more
his
madcap.
brother. Yeah,
this is a great Muppet Caper movie. This is not the Muppet movie. And actually, it's funny. I'm sure they did this as a complete homage to the Great Muppet Caper in a lot of ways. There are several shots in the movie that are similar to the Great Muppet Caper, especially the scene with synchronized swimming. The Muppet Ladder is from the Great Muppet Caper. That is an original reference. And they all try to... The similar setting of where they're stealing the crown, very similar to where they're stealing the baseball diamond from the Great Muppet Caper back in the 70s. Anyway...
That a 70s movie?
Yeah, late. No. That was early 80s. I'm sorry, early 80s. Sorry.
No, I just couldn't remember.
Oh, no, you call me on your game. No, you're right.
Yeah, I was being nice about it. I'm like, is that a 70s movie? Is it? Filmmaker Zach Eastman?
It's probably not, Ryan.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
I just said.
But yeah, I mean, overall, the movie's lots of fun. If you're wanting to have a good time, I'm sure it's better than Divergent. So,
favorite song,
right?
Favorite song for everybody.
Oh, dude, what is that disco song?
Disco song for sure.
Disco song.
I actually like the Sam and Ty Burrell.
Yeah.
I thought the wordplay was very, and like the timing of the music was very creative.
Mine was opening credit sequence. I always loved the opening of a Muppets movie, and that sequel song was really good. But also the cop song between Burrell and Sam.
Yeah. Tina Fey had a great throwaway line, too, at the end. She's, like, saying goodnight to everybody, and the last one's like, goodnight, Danny Trejo.
Yeah, oh, God, I love that. Yeah.
Danny Trejo as Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is
Well,
great.
I loved how in the credits everybody else was so-and-so and himself and so-and-so and himself, and
And it
his was
says
Danny
Danny
Trejo
Trejo.
was Danny
Danny
Trejo.
What did he say? He's like, he's three things: a dancer, a singer, and a murderer.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, God.
Yeah, so lots of fun.
I love
The triple threat or
Tina
something.
Fey even had a really... I like Tina Fey. And
I didn't know she
pretty
could
much,
sing so well.
Yeah, she's always been a good... I liked her in Admission, which she was in like about a year ago. She's always giving solid performances. And she handled herself with the Muppets really well. Totally dug it. I like that she was the head of a gulag. That totally
I know,
made
right?
sense.
I love the hallway part. Lights out!
Lights
It was
out.
a figure of speech. Turn the lights back on.
You have to wait till I am out of the room.
That and I think the favorite, the one I liked the most was the Usher thing. There's like, oh, is there an Usher here? And it turns around and it's Usher, and I'm like, that's perfect. Are you a pig or are you a frog? Well, isn't it obvious? Frog?
Frog. No, actually, yeah, frog. I'm from an adopted relationship.
Yeah,
Some Usher you are.
Yeah, right. Some Usher you. I love that.
Favorite cameo though was Zach Galifianakis' triumphant return as Hobo Joe.
Oh my God, that was so great. And what was
This
he
is
eating?
the
Like
best
whole
Muppet wedding
peanuts?
ever.
What the hell was he eating? Like whole peanuts
I
just
don't
out of the
know.
bag? Because they were
Zach
just
Galifianakis
huge.
is doing.
I'm like, what is he eating?
Did you guys see that President Obama did Between Two Ferns?
Yeah, it was funny.
How the fuck does he get those people on that show?
I think Zach Galifianakis must be some kind of like magic person.
I know. What I love when he does the Oscars one. It was last year. It was Jennifer Lawrence came. He's like, and now we're gonna meet Jennifer Lawrence, and she came and sat down. It's like, okay, I guess we're done. Interview her.
Totally redo her, yeah.
That's great. Or his Bradley Cooper. Going
One
off
of
on
them.
here. But yeah. Anyways, next week we're seeing, I guess, Noah. I think that's the movie that's out.
Darren Aronofsky's Noah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Captain America is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, Captain America is the 4th
Oh.
of April.
Um.
I'm pretty sure it's Noah. I think it's the only thing that's coming out.
If you vamp for a few seconds, I could check.
I thought there was something else coming on after. I know there's Noah, but
Yeah, I'm sure there's something else, but I think Noah's the really big one.
the other one's the other one's Job. It's not a very popular Bible.
Yeah. It's Job. It's not as good as Noah.
Stars David Cross as Job.
It's so funny. I was reading that religious fundamentalists wanted to protest this movie because it's not true to the Bible. I'm like, it's Darren Aronofsky. Of course it's not.
Of course, right.
It's gonna have lesbians in it.
Right. 2 by 2, sir. 2 by 2.
2 by 2, smacking the asses. Darren Aronofsky's Jesus. I want to see that one. Listen, I'm going to die for your sins, but before we do, let's take this E.
Let's try this the one time.
I think you're going to like the alternative.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Well,
I wonder if
I don't know
we could
that
talk
one. What's
people
that
into
one?
it's a Schwarzenegger DEA one.
How would you have to convince
right.
anybody for that? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, sweet.
I love The Last Stand. I'm
Me
down.
too.
I'm down for Schwarzenegger until he dies.
Yeah.
I know. We won't have to wait too long, too, because they'll do Sabotage. I think Expendables 3 is in August.
I don't care if he's screwed and made. He's got a great
I
voice.
want
Yeah.
to see Statham and Schwarzenegger fight.
Oh,
that'd be sweet.
I want to know if you're wearing a wire. No, not.
There's some news. I heard Van Damme wants to be in Expendables 3 or 4.
Does he?
He wants to be back.
Nice as villain.
Yeah, he died too, though.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would he come back?
straight up
Well, but
murdered.
what was that movie? He had his own twin.
Double
Team.
Impact?
Double Impact.
Double
Double
Impact?
Team was the Rodman one.
Maybe that's what they'll do. Is that'll be his brother coming back for revenge or something?
Yeah. Or his brother's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
On the team.
Right.
That'd be
See?
sweet.
Well,
'cause, yeah,
Dolph Lundgren was a bad guy in the first one. They were like, oh, yeah, sure, come back
Well,
on the
no, because
team.
remember he was going to Stallone was going to kill him in the first one, and then he's oh right, this guy, and he told him he spilled the beans, and then at the end of the movie they're
all partying. It doesn't make sense.
They're throwing knives at a dartboard.
He tried to kill me. It's okay.
Yeah,
It never makes
That's all right.
sense.
It happens.
Yeah, what are you going to do, huh?
Somebody was like, how does Expendables 2 get a bigger rating than Expendables 1? I'm like, probably because they didn't have a loophole as big as as big as Dolph Lundgren in there.
I think Expendables 2 is badass.
Oh, it is.
It's really cool.
Actually, Lundgren has my favorite moment in that movie where he's trying to figure out how to break the wall down with math and science.
I like when they take on that little village and then they shoot everyone up and then that one guy is left over and there's one more and then they just waste him.
Yeah, that's right. That is a great moment in that movie.
Yeah.
I love that too. In Jean-Claude Van Damme is villain through the whole movie
Yeah.
until the end
God.
when Stallone's fighting. He's like villain. It's great.
His name's actually Villain. That's awesome.
Yep.
His
So-
badass man was kicking that knife through Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, that was actually really
Spoiler alert.
intense.
That was
Yeah.
pretty shocking though
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
You know what it is? It was totally 80s.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
There we go.
awesome. That's
Yep.
why it's awesome. Cool. So yeah, I want to see Sabotage. That sounds like more fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure Noah might be cool, but
Well, but I think we already know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
well,
You don't know that. We could have a rap number at the end of it by... We don't know.
Are you one of those guys that watched Alamo waiting for it to change at the end? Is that
Yes.
what it was? You're like, maybe they'll all make it. No.
I was the only person watching the Hindenburg disaster going, oh, I'm sure that thing's going to fly all the way through.
It'll make it. This time it'll make it.
I watched
No.
the Titanic thinking, oh, they're just going on a leisurely cruise.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Pearl Harbor, yeah, that still happened.
Apparently I was wrong, and apparently I hate Kate Winslet. Go figure.
Oh.
yeah, she shows her boobs all the time.
I
Yeah.
love Kate Winslet. I'm sorry.
Until next week. Thanks for stopping by, Randy.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.